How's it going, everyone? My name is Chandler, and you are listening to Thinking Outside the Pylons. Please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Follow us on our Twitter and Instagram to keep up with our latest and breaking news. And don't forget to check us out on our YouTube. Now relax, and I hope you enjoy. How's it going, everyone? Welcome. Thank you for listening. This is the second episode of Thinking Outside the Pylons. I'm your host, Chandler. I hope you're all doing well. This podcast, I have a lot to talk about, starting with how COVID is affecting all the sports world and what's going on in the world. That's going to go into MLB and MLBPA, the 10 things you need to know about how big of a mess that's going to be, as well as going into the NFL news the past week. So I'm really excited. I have a lot to speak about, a lot to get into, so just sit back, relax, and I hope you're enjoying it right now. So, talking about COVID and kind of what I really want to talk about is how sport fans are really affected by these times, how it's really been hard for a lot of people because sports are really an escape for a lot of people, myself included especially. It's one of those things that if I'm having a bad day or I'm not feeling well, I can turn the TV on and I can watch a game. Doesn't matter really what it is, NBA, MLB, NFL, something like that, that just gets my mind off of it. And lately, no one's been able to have that, and I think that's really caused a lot of issues for people, and it's really hurt a lot of people because right now some people have lost their jobs, some people are getting laid off, they can't work, and for a lot of these places look at the places that went through the Great Depression, factory workers, things like that, they always turn to their hometown sport team, and really no one's having that. It's really been something that we've really struggled with as a country because we don't have anything to put our really testosterone towards as sport fans because we can't go to the game, can't hang out with our friends, can't be out there enjoying something that we really do love. So it's really hurt a lot of people. It's really been crappy. And I know I'm not the only one that just really wants sports to be back because really I'm getting sick of the top 10 lists, this is what happened in sports today when nothing happens. I'm sick of all the news that really isn't news even on a busy day or a slow day. We're just having 2 months of slow days. NBA's trying to get back. I know there's been some pushback on that for players with everything with the going Black Lives Matter movement, so that's huge. MLB is just a complete shit show. So excited to talk about that because that's just ridiculous. And the NFL, it's their off season, but it's been some things that happen there, so they don't know if they're going to be able to start underway as well at the normal time. Hockey, I know Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, just announced that he has 3 cities, I believe it was Edmonton, Vancouver, and Toronto, as points where they could actually start the NHL season, kind of doing what the NBA is doing. So that's good. I'm not huge into hockey, so that was just something I saw real quick, went off the top of my head. But it's kind of been weird because it's given TV time to some weird sports. I know NASCAR for a bit did virtual racing, which was really funny and really weird, but now they're actually back to racing. That's really good for that community. It's been really weird to see cornhole on like every single day. Like I said in my last pod, they are just killing it with TV time. I know they're loving it. I know Formula One has a lot of races going on, but it's all simulation races, and I haven't really paid attention to see if it's been the actual Formula One normal racers, like the actual live racers, or it's just been gamers that just do this and it's just an esport that's been shown. And like I said last pod, Korean baseball is popping off as well. It's kind of cool to watch Korean baseball because I like to see all the former MLB slash like AAA players that used to play, so that's kind of cool too. And then the other weird stuff is like all the simulations. This is why we need sports back. When you start betting on simulated NBA 2K and Madden games, this is when we need to okay, we've reached the peak, we've reached the point, we really need sports back. So hopefully we get back into a normal routine. Hopefully the NBA coming back is a good thing. I believe it's until June 24th that players get to decide if they want to play in Orlando or not. So we see what's going to happen there. MLB, I know that the players said like Monday, June 22nd, you got to know what's going on. So it's going to be crazy. I know that I'm excited for sports to come back. I know you most likely are too, and we gotta get this back. So that is just gonna go straight into like what you need to know about the MLB. The 10 things that have happened since Saturday. I'm gonna do this in chronological order. The MLB has no idea what they're doing. It's ridiculous. So just to run it down, MLBPA and players posting tell us when and where. So on Twitter it was a huge thing. All these players were blowing it up saying tell us when and where. We just want to play. Like we just want to report and start playing baseball. 2 goes into the commissioner Manfred says he's on 100% if there's even going to be an MLB season in 2020 because negotiations just aren't going where they need to be and neither side can actually come to terms, which pissed off the MLPA. They were just like, this is like not fair, like you're not really talking to us and we can't communicate properly. And then on top of that, the next thing that happens is that several players test positive for COVID-19. So on top of it's not safe to come back, on top of we can't come back because we can't have an agreement, we're actually have some sick players too. So that just throws a curveball. And then number 5 is that Dr. Anthony Fauci recommends that the MLB should be over by October because he believes there's going to be a second wave of the coronavirus during that time. So we are in June, halfway through June. If there's going to be a season, it's probably going to start in mid to late July, and they want them done by September 30th. Like, it's crazy. There's just like, there might not be baseball in 2020, especially the way it's going now. I mean, it's being ridiculous. And then on top of that, another one to go into is that a quarter of the owners don't even want a 2020 season to happen. They've already thrown in the towel. We don't care. I don't want to do it. Let's just stop it. Let's stop talking and then we'll refresh and come back next season. I remember seeing a fact on Memorial Day, and I believe it was that this Memorial Day was the first time there wasn't MLB baseball since like 1886. I would have to fact check that. But regardless, there hasn't been a season missed on Memorial Day since 1886, if I'm correct. And now there might not be an entire MLB season. That's crazy. This is when we like talk about how great like the NBA and the NBAPA have done great, like being open with each other and talking and trying to figure out these issues. Even the NFL doesn't have these issues, even though I know their bargaining agreement might be ending soon. So I don't know what the MLB is doing. I mean, so after that, all of this happens. Turns out that they're now talking again. MLB and MLPA is actually close to having an agreement and playing in the 2020 season. And then the MLBPA rejects the MLB's offer of 60 games. So the people that just want to play and get out there don't want this prorated pay and don't want to play for a minimum amount of games, but they just want to play. It's just crazy. Number 9 is that there's going to be universal DH for 2020-21. So that means that the NL is not going to have a pitcher batting anymore, and they're going to make it just full DHs for both leagues. Kind of going to be cool. I think they should probably just do it for the 2020 season if there is one. Maybe they're releasing that because there might not be a 2021 season, just to give it a short testing period, because I kind of like the strategy that you have when you are in the NL. It's more strategic of trying to figure out when to take that pitcher out, if he's pitching great, if he's pitching terribly. I mean, you're down by 1 run in the bottom of the 7th. Do you take him out? Do you leave him in? It's just one of those things that it kind of adds to the game. And I think that a DH is kind of just like a way to get out of that. I don't think the AL has that part of them that really changes when that pitcher comes in. It just, to me, I would love if they just stuck with that for the 2020 season, 2021, see if it worked out, see if it was worth it, and then bring possibly pitchers batting again. And number 10, like I said, it's just what is weird is that the MLBPA wants more games, but they want to play now. They don't want to sit on the sideline and wait while all these other games are going on in other leagues, and they just want to play, but they want more games. So that's just kind of like, that's where it's weird. It's like, it's just, there's so much happened since Saturday of last week to Wednesday when I'm recording this podcast this week. It's just been absolutely ridiculous. The MLB does not know what's going on. The Player Association does not know what's going on. They're open to each other. There's not. It's like a weird marriage that just is too dysfunctional, and they just need to sit in a room, which I know they did today, and hash it out. Because if the players want to play, they're starting to lose the momentum because the MLB is really getting restless. If the owners get a majority and don't want to play, they won't pay and they won't play. So that's just been ridiculous to me. The MLB has so much going on. They need to figure this out. So that, to me, I don't know what you guys think. I don't know if you guys want the MLB to be on the season. I would love for some baseball. I live in the Tampa Bay area. I would love to, it's a boring Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No one's going to be there. I'm just going to go and chill out and watch a baseball game. So hope for that. Hope for the season. I don't know if they will be done by October, because if you're going to play 60 games, you're going to be playing every day at that point to get playoffs in, to get every single game in. Like, the players aren't going to get any rest. So all this time where we might not have had such a long season, and it might be good for pitchers and batters and everything like that, it might just be all taken away, because by the time you start playing, you're going to be so tired of being up, playing a game, getting to an airport at 2 a.m., flying, getting there the next day. So you're going to arrive at 7 a.m., sleep, wake up, batting practice, and then play a game at 1 p.m. That's not going to be possible for 2 months, 3 months straight. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. I just think that's really weird. It's going to be something good. I really want the MLB to be back. I want them to be able to sit together and talk together and figure this out, because I'm missing sports in general. I'm just missing baseball. And this has just been a complete shit show of this league that really, even with the Black Lives Matter, was like the last sport to come out and say anything. To be a sport that really revolutionized like diversity with Jackie Robinson, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, all these players to get into the MLB and now kind of be on the back burner and like the back of everything when it comes to speaking up in these social injustices doesn't really make sense. I don't want for baseball to be taking steps back when every other sport is taking a lot of steps forward. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, 15 seconds for you guys. Stay tuned. When I do come back, I'm going to be going over all the news in the NFL, Madden cover, Kaepernick, everything that's really going on. I'm really excited to speak about. Please stay tuned, and I'll see you after the break. And welcome back. So, like I said, jump into the NFL news. Lots of crazy stuff, in my opinion, have happened last week. Some stuff I really want to dive deep into, so I'm really excited to talk about this stuff. First thing really being the Roger Goodell and the NFL said that they support any team that wants to sign Colin Kaepernick, which I guess is a good first step, but it's only a little 3 years too late. So, yeah, come on now. A little late, but it is good that they do support as long as any team actually does want to sign him. And Anthony Lynn and the Chargers came out and said that he would actually fit the scheme that they want to run this season, and they're going to put him on their emergency workout list. I don't really know if that's going to come to anything. I don't know if that might be a step in the right direction to getting Colin Kaepernick signed, because really, I don't care what people think. If he's not a starter, which he's shown that he's good enough to be, he deserves to be in the NFL. If certain players are still in the NFL as quarterbacks and have a job, I don't see how Colin Kaepernick doesn't, because he had the same mentality and same game as quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield, these young guys that are coming in, because he could throw the ball, put it on a dime in a tight spot, but you had to respect that he could run it. He would at any point break out of the pocket, and you had to choose, am I going to take this for a 10-yard completion, or is he going to run and possibly break my ankles and go for another 5, 10, 15 yards? So he does deserve to be on a team. To what capacity, I don't know. He has been out of the league for 3 years, but he's been saying, like his team has been saying, he's been working out every single day for the last 3 years. He wants to play. He has shown that he does deserve a chance. Right now is probably the best opportunity for him with everything that's going on, and the NFL wants to make amends. Even Donald Trump, President Trump, came out and said he absolutely supports any team that wants to sign Colin Kaepernick. 3 years after he said, you shouldn't be kneeling to the flag, it's disrespectful. Not going to get into that, but yeah, times have been changing a little bit. So that's something to really, really look out for. I'm excited to see how this turns out. I'm going to keep my eye on it too. If he gets signed, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm stopping and I'm going to go on a podcast and just go over his old games, check him out, and see what he can actually do to a team, for a team, especially the Chargers, who have Justin Herbert coming in, and maybe he's not what they want him to be. Personally, I think he has the highest ceiling coming out of this draft class. I love his raw talent, and if he can get adapted to a pro-style scheme, which he didn't get to play in Oregon, he could be one of the best quarterbacks in the next 5-10 years, truly. I'm really high on Justin Herbert. I kind of wish he dropped a few more spots to go to the Jaguars, but I'm really excited for him. But to have that Kaepernick and Herbert idea, I mean, you could be running a Lamar Jackson RG3 backfield, which would be crazy to see that in San Diego. 2 tall, long quarterbacks side by side. I think that would be amazing to see, and I'm really excited for that. Some other news going on, Cam Newton, who still has not been signed by an NFL team, which is crazy. Him and Kaepernick leading his team to the Super Bowl, and Cam Newton leading his team to the Super Bowl and winning an MVP in a 15-1 season, still has not been signed. He was working out with OBJ. I mean, he's getting the reps in. That's huge. Saquon today was also working out with Sam Darnold of the Jets, so that was kind of cool to see. I know that Kyle Allen was also there, so they're getting their reps in. Some other stuff going on. San Francisco 49ers signed Kyle Shanahan to a 6-year contract. That extends him to 2025, and if this man cannot win a Super Bowl by 2025, I don't know if he ever will. Losing the lead 28-3 to the Patriots hurt him. Losing a lead to the Kansas City Chiefs, I know, hurt him. He needs a Super Bowl. It's got to be on his mind. It's got to be something that's just driving him crazy, because I know he's a competitor. He's one of the smartest offensive minds for there to ever be in the sport, so I know he's just craving it, and he's got the time. They believe in him. John Lynch out there in San Fran said, hey, we're giving you the team. You got to do it, though. So I'm hoping for the best for San Fran. I think they're destined to get better over the next couple years, so I think it's very likely that Kyle Shanahan is going to come out here and win a Super Bowl within the next 6 years. Some other stuff happening, Dalvin Cook holding out. I don't know what kind of contract he's looking for. They were discussing it. I know that they had the opportunity, they had something going on, and he's like, all right, this isn't working. I'm shutting off my laptop. I'm not doing any of these online off-season things anymore. So he deserves to get paid. I mean, really, Dalvin kind of bailed out the Minnesota Vikings offense a lot last season. Kirk Cousins wasn't what they want Kirk Cousins to be, and their run game was crazy. Like, he ran all over teams. The only issue with Dalvin Cook is just the injuries. This man cannot miss these many games all the time. So hopefully they can get that through. I like seeing him in a Vikings jersey. I like how he fits there, and they really do need him. But they have Alexander as a backup, and when Cook wasn't in, Alexander held his own. And that's where we stand in the NFL now, is that running backs, if you're not the best running back in the league, you don't necessarily have a job that's secure. Look at Todd Gurley. 1 year being a potential MVP candidate to, yeah, you didn't do enough this year, we're trading you to the Falcons. Leonard Fournette for the Jaguars is on the hot seat. Ezekiel Elliott didn't have the greatest year after getting his big contract. So looking at these players, when it comes to running back, I mean, there's Aaron Jones out here playing. You have all these players that are just coming in, and it doesn't matter what round they are, and they're balling out. So that's huge for the top tier running backs that want to get paid, is that when you get paid, you have to produce more, because coaches, GMs, they're not patient, because they'll lose their job before you will, but if they're going to leave, you are leaving with them. And that really is the NFL. In other news too, it turns out that multiple Texan and Cowboys players have tested positive for COVID-19. It leaked that Ezekiel Elliott was a part of that group. So that's kind of crazy. I don't know what that means for the state of Texas as well as the state of the NFL. I mean, are players going to be able to report back, or are we still going to have a little bit of a standstill like we have been lately with the virtual offseason and everything? Other things, too, is that multiple players and coaches have come out that, of course, they are going to kneel during the season. Of those players, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Billy O'Brien, J.J. Watt, Adrian Peterson, all these people are coming out and saying, I'm going to stand with my team, I'm going to kneel with my team, and there's nothing you can do about it. So good things are coming from everything that's happening with the Black Lives Matters, because all these athletes are standing with the people and understand what's going on, especially when it comes to the white players that say, I'm standing with my brother and I'm kneeling with my brother. That's when the turn of the NFL will really change. That's really all I'm going to say for that, though. I don't want to go on that again. What I'm really excited for, though, the Madden 21 cover and the first trailer got released with Lamar Jackson, and it looks great. The graphics look amazing. If you didn't know, the new Xbox and PlayStation are being released this year, so the graphics are going to go like crazy. It's going to be amazing. I'm really hoping for new game modes and everything. I'm hoping for new controls, which they did promise in the teaser trailer that they released. And what I actually thought was really cool was all the jerseys that they showed in the trailer, like the new Rams jersey, the new Chargers jersey, the new Bucks jersey. All those look amazing in game. Hopefully they look that good in person, but they really did a great job in that trailer of highlighting them and making them look good. Best detail of the entire Madden release and the Madden covers was on the MVP edition for Lamar Jackson. There was a quote, and I don't know if you saw it because it took me a second and I just love it, was not bad for a running back. I think that is the dopest thing they could do, was put that on the cover for everyone to see, because, I mean, he proved everyone wrong so far. Madden curse, people say you don't have to worry because it has been broken the past couple years. I mean, Tom Brady won an MVP, Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl MVP and a Super Bowl. So, I mean, do you have to worry? Maybe, maybe not. So, let's hope not. I want the best for Lamar Jackson. I want him to go off. And the last thing I want to talk about is Tom Brady shown in the new Tampa Bay Buccaneer jersey. it looked great. I'm really excited for Tom Brady to be in a new team. I'm excited to see what he can do with Bruce Arians and with Byron Leftwich. I think it's going to be awesome. And it was just cool to see that new jersey that looks on him. To see him in a completely different jersey and see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers changing their jersey, because I was not a fan of their previous jersey. I think they kind of did good of getting rid of Winston and that jersey in the same year to take all that bad taste completely out of their mouth. So that's all the news that I can see that's happened the past couple weeks. If I missed anything that you thought was notable, let me know. Reach out to me. Other than that, we've had a pretty long podcast for me. Second podcast. I'm still learning, guys. I'm still trying. Please, any feedback you have, let me know. If there's anything you disagree with, anything you do agree with, I would love the feedback. It means so much. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, great night, whatever it may be. Stay safe, and I hope you guys enjoyed.